Donald Trump posted a romantic message today. He wrote, "Biden is not too old, he's too incompetent." As close as he gets to telling
You know, a lot of first ladies, we go out, they want to be everywhere. They get angry at their husband because he's not introducing them. She loves the country. You know, when I do rallies, I have so many signs, we love our first lady. The people love her. They love the fact that she's not out there so much. If I didn't introduce Melania, she'd be very happy.
Dear Melania, I love you. Even after every single indictment, arrest, and witch hunt, you never left my side. The last time Trump endorsed a blonde this unqualified for office was when he endorsed himself, actually. They could get a far more talented person who would also get better ratings for 5% of what they are paying.
Donald Gonzalez has been facing a challenging period recently. With rumors circulating about Trump's actions straining his relationship with Melania, it's understandable that she would want to distance herself from someone who has not been loyal to her and instead sought solace with Stormy Daniels. It is even more troubling that Stormy claimed Trump compared her to his own daughter after their encounter, behavior that many find deeply inappropriate. Despite this, Jimmy Kimmel has seized the moment to criticize Trump during a campaign rally that Melania did not attend. It appears Melania has reached her limit and has decided to distance herself from Trump, choosing not to attend his rallies. Trump's personal life seems to be unraveling faster than you can say fake news. This situation didn't develop overnight. In previous years, even on Valentine's Day, while other former presidents like Obama were enjoying romantic moments with their partners, Trump's relationship with Melania was already strained. Melania was left to spend Valentine's Day alone while Jimmy Kimmel turned the situation into a comedic segment. Trump was displeased with the portrayal of his loneliness and responded to Kimmel's remarks. However, even a Valentine's Day joke can affect someone as sensitive as Trump. On the day meant for love, Trump was likely left staring at roses while Melania kept her distance. In his typical fashion, he took to Twitter to vent his frustrations, directing his ire towards his opponent, Biden. This classic deflection is often used when confronting one's shortcomings. It seems Trump is suffering from a severe case of Biden nightmare syndrome. Who needs a romantic partner on Valentine's Day when you can engage in heated debates on Twitter? However, Jimmy Kimmel didn't stop there. He continued to humorously critique Donald Trump. Isn't it romantic? There's nothing quite like reminding your significant other of all the legal troubles you've faced together. It's like saying, I promise to stand by your side as long as you stand by mine in court. If that isn't true love, then what is? Melania's message is intriguing. It seems Trump is attempting to make amends for the chaos he has caused by highlighting Melania's kindness and warmth. There's even a box where people can leave messages for her, but it's easy to imagine the eye rolls and sarcastic responses that might follow. And let's not forget the donation button for the saint. Valentine's Legal Defense Fund, it's almost as if Trump is saying I love you by asking for contributions to his legal defense. All of this, straight from the heart of Trump Tower. When faced with criticism, Trump's reaction was predictable. He took to Twitter to vent his frustrations. Rather than adopting a diplomatic approach, he chose to unleash his anger in 280 characters or less. In this instance, he played the part of Santa Claus, demanding that Jimmy Kimmel be removed from television. Trump's typical response is to lash out rather than address the underlying concerns in a mature manner. When confronted with criticism or ridicule, Trump often responds by attacking his opponents rather than engaging in meaningful conversation. However, attempting to silence someone like Jimmy Kimmel is akin to trying to use an umbrella to stop a hurricane. Donald Trump, the former president of the United States, has always been known for his desire to manipulate media coverage. He frequently portrays himself as a victim of unjust treatment by the fake news media. However, it is widely speculated that Trump actually enjoys receiving attention, even if it is negative. He is a master of media manipulation and knows how to use it to his advantage. In contrast, Jimmy Kimmel is simply fulfilling his role as a comedian. Known for his witty remarks and satirical take on current events, Kimmel has been vocal about his opposition to Trump's policies and has often criticized his actions. However, Kimmel is not trying to manipulate the media. He is using his platform to express his opinion and entertain his audience. Despite the stark contrast between the two, it is unlikely that Trump's desire for control will diminish. He has always been a controversial figure and has never shied away from the limelight. Trump thrives on attention and will do anything to stay in the public eye. He has a loyal following that supports him, and he will continue to use social media and other platforms to reach out to his supporters. In conclusion, Trump and Kimmel are two very different personalities. While Trump desires control over the media, Kimmel is simply fulfilling his role as a comedian. Despite this, it is unlikely that Trump's desire for control will diminish anytime soon. He will continue to use the media to his advantage and stay in the public eye. Meanwhile, Kimmel will continue to entertain his audience and express his opinions. President Trump has been known to use social media as a platform to express his opinions and frustrations. However, it is becoming increasingly clear that his tweets are causing more harm than good. With each passing day, it seems like President Trump is more interested in engaging in petty arguments on Twitter than focusing on the important issues facing the country. In contrast, Jimmy Kimmel has been using his platform to hold those in power accountable through humor and wit. Kimmel has been relentless in his criticism of the Trump administration, highlighting the hypocrisy and incompetence that has become all too common in Washington. As the Trump presidency continues to face significant challenges, questions about the president's loyalty are increasingly pertinent. Holding others to high standards is commendable, but failing to meet those standards oneself is problematic. If President Trump struggles with managing his personal life, it raises concerns about his capacity to lead a nation effectively. Many Americans are grappling with these questions as they witness the unfolding chaos in Washington. Loyalty should be reciprocal, yet it seems President Trump demands loyalty without offering it in return. His disregard for the rule of law, the Constitution, and the fundamental principles of democracy is troubling. Instead, he appears more focused on advancing his own interests, regardless of the consequences. Ultimately, it is evident that President Trump needs to step back from social media and concentrate on governing the country. If he cannot make this shift, it may be time for him to step down and allow someone else to assume leadership. The American people deserve a president who prioritizes governing over tweeting. Former supporters often express feeling betrayed by him. If he cannot remain loyal to his spouse, how can he be expected to be loyal to the nation? Trump is notorious for his insults and tantrums, yet he struggles to handle criticism. His Twitter feed is a constant stream of divisive language, and he has even publicly criticized judges. The Capitol Hill riots starkly demonstrated his inability to lead without inciting chaos. His handling of the pandemic was equally disastrous by downplaying the virus and politicizing mask wearing. He referred to COVID-19 as the Chinese virus. A more serious approach from the outset could have saved many lives. His immigration policy is deeply troubling, with families separated at the border and children placed in cages. His trade wars exemplify his poor judgment. Trump's relationship with Europe is strained, to say the least. In contrast, while Biden is not without flaws, he is consistent and reliable. He has been married to the same woman for over 40 years and has no known scandals of infidelity. Biden represents a stark contrast to the chaos of the Trump administration. He handles criticism with grace and dignity, listens to experts, and respects the rule of law. He is willing to admit his mistakes, placing the country's needs above his own ego. Amid the COVID-19 pandemic, Biden has presented a comprehensive plan. He prioritizes guidance from scientists and public health experts, aiming to effectively manage the virus. His approach emphasizes unity and empathy, acknowledging the collective effort needed to combat the crisis. On immigration, Biden is committed to reuniting families at the border and establishing a fair and humane system that respects the dignity of immigrants. Biden emerges as the solution to the challenges exacerbated by Trump's leadership failures. He emphasizes the importance of forging strong alliances with allies while confronting adversaries, avoiding Trump's tendencies to cozy up to dictators and alienate allies. Biden aims to restore America's standing on the global stage, offering a steady hand to guide the nation forward. Meanwhile, Trump finds himself in dire straits, becoming the butt of Jimmy Kimmel's jokes, including humorous references to flatulence. Amidst the courtroom dramas and hush-money scandals, Kimmel's comedic jabs provide a moment of levity. Kimmel's satire extends beyond Trump to his entire family, including Eric and Melania Trump. Even Trump's attempts to wish Melania a happy birthday are not spared from Kimmel's wit. However, Trump's legal woes loom large, potentially leading him into a period of significant discomfort, akin to a child silenced in detention. His future behind bars poses a daunting prospect, with strict rules and unfamiliar surroundings contrasting sharply with his accustomed luxuries. Will he resort to tweeting to escape his predicament, only to find himself deeper in trouble? The prospect of an orange jumpsuit and unappetizing prison meal suggests a stark departure from the limelight he once commanded, signaling a prolonged period of reflection ahead. Once again, the notorious leader Trump is resorting to playing the victim, decrying the trial as rigged. It's akin to a scene from a courtroom drama, with Trump donning a judge's wig and theatrically objecting to the proceedings. His consistent narrative of blaming everything on rigged circumstances almost suggests he should consider a career in stand-up comedy, weaving tales of rigged trials and other improbable scenarios. Meanwhile, he extends birthday wishes to Melania, seemingly oblivious to her deliberate avoidance of him. One can't help but wonder if his well wishes come with a subtle nod to his current legal predicament, perhaps envisioning a cake with a hidden file. After all, why dwell on the prospect of incarceration when there's the allure of a rigged trial? Trump's ongoing theatrics continue to provide entertainment, and we eagerly anticipate the next installment of his self-pitying and delusional antics. You can almost picture him smirking as he delivers this line, the master of self-deprecation. Then comes the bombshell: he could have just picked up the phone. It's a direct hit, striking Trump where it hurts. The underlying message seems to be, come on, buddy, it's the 21st century. You don't need to be physically present to extend birthday wishes. And then the knockout blow lands: how oblivious does one have to be to wish their wife a happy birthday outside the very courtroom where they're being tried for paying off Stormy Daniels? It's a rhetorical question, for Trump's levels of obliviousness seem to defy comprehension. One can almost hear the audience erupting in laughter at Jimmy's scathing critique. Somewhere, Melania must be shaking her head in disbelief, pondering her fate as the spouse of the king of cluelessness. The comedy show continues. Jimmy's jests are precisely what's needed to lift Trump's spirits. Keep the humor flowing, Jimmy. Trump's discomfort is our entertainment. Meanwhile, Jimmy has set his sights on imparting a memorable lesson to Eric Trump. His humor knows no bounds, as he fearlessly delves into mocking Eric's perceived lack of basic life skills. The notion that Eric deems it necessary to seek permission for purchasing skin lotion is simply too ripe for comedic exploration. It's almost as if he inhabits a parallel universe where moisturizer is a restricted commodity. One can almost hear Jimmy's exaggerated incredulity as he delivers this gem. And then, the piece de resistance, the revelation that poor Eric has been deprived of self-indulgence for months. The audience erupts in uproarious laughter, recognizing a classic Jimmy maneuver of transforming an innocuous remark into a moment of sheer hilarity. Oh, Eric, while you may find yourself at the center of the jest, rest assured you're providing boundless entertainment for the rest of us. Keep applying that skin lotion with or without permission. Jimmy continues to mercilessly rib Trump for his peculiar antics. He deftly turns Trump's attempts to label rfkjr as a left-wing extremist into comedic fodder. Trump's rationale for portraying Kennedy as a liberal to court the anti-vaccine demographic appears convoluted at best. One can almost picture Jimmy chuckling with incredulity as he shares this amusing observation. Meanwhile, Trump scrambles to safeguard what Jimmy aptly dubs the crazy vote, delicately balancing to prevent his support base from crumbling. Yet, if anyone can spin Trump's political maneuvers into comedic gold, it's Jimmy Kimmel. Keep the laughter coming, Jimmy. A touch of humor is a welcome relief in these bewildering times. There was a time when the world watched America's elections with keen interest, with foreign nations scrutinizing every move and utterance. Now, it's akin to witnessing a sitcom gone awry. America's adversaries must be doubling over with laughter at the realization that these were the figures they were meant to regard with apprehension. It's like the most absurd reality show imaginable, with Trump and his MAGA supporters unwittingly cast as the central characters. One can almost envision America's rivals gathered around their screens, popcorn in hand, guffawing at the latest Trump tweet. And as for the MAGA faithful, they resemble a comedy troupe adrift without a script, delivering an enthralling, albeit unintentional, performance. The Trump administration unfolds like a tragicomic tale, where the president and his unwavering supporters stumble through a parallel reality bereft of coherence and reason. It's as if Trump glimpsed the American dream and decided to infuse it with chaos and confusion, transforming the nation into the punchline of a cosmic jest. With his hair standing tall like a triumphant rooster, he strides through the Oval Office, boasting of his mission to restore America's greatness. Yet, his actions yield the opposite effect, morphing the country into a slapstick comedy where his followers bumble about, perpetually stepping on rakes and receiving comical blows to the head. It would be amusing if not for the grave consequences at stake. The global pandemic has laid waste to the economy, leaving the nation reeling, akin to a wrecking ball demolishing a delicate china shop. Throughout this absurd narrative, pleas for Trump's swift departure resound, as his erratic leadership becomes the subject of ceaseless ridicule. Witnessing a magician pull a rabbit from a hat, only to find the furry creature sporting a Make America Great Again cap, mirrors the absurdity of Trump's COVID-19 response. His proposal to ingest bleach as a remedy epitomizes the medical acumen of a child who believes Band-Aids can mend broken bones. Trump's foreign policy resembles a game of geopolitical whack-a-mole, where each attempt to address an issue spawns multiple new challenges. His diplomatic approach lacks finesse, often alienating allies while cozying up to dictators. Trump's notion of global leadership is reminiscent of a chicken attempting to lead a flock of geese, plenty of noise and fluttering, but little progress, resulting in a circular journey. As we approach the upcoming election, we confront a pivotal choice that will shape our nation's trajectory. Do we opt for a seasoned, steady leader to navigate turbulent waters, or do we embrace the unpredictable spectacle of an ongoing circus? The decision lies with us. In another comedic jab, Jimmy Kimmel, the renowned late-night host, has humorously dubbed former President Donald Trump as the king of flatulence with the legal battle between the people and Donald J. Trump nearing its conclusion, the prospect of Trump facing time behind bars at Rikers Island looms. Kimmel cleverly alluded to Trump's previous moniker for President Biden, jesting if Trump himself now feels sleepy. As Trump remains at the center of attention, anticipation runs high, and the courtroom proceedings unfold with gripping intrigue. Once again, Jimmy Kimmel's commentary has struck a chord. Trump's supporters once brushed off Michael Cohen's dubious character, dubbing him as our kind of shady. Yet, they now feign astonishment at the fallout following Cohen's 4-day testimony, during which he unveiled his former boss's secrets. Among the more peculiar revelations was Cohen's oversight of Melania Trump's wax figure creation at Madame Tussauds, with specific instructions to capture her trademark lifeless gaze with precision. This material is too good to make up, Kimmel quipped. Kimmel humorously recounted Cohen's task list, which included facilitating hush payments, advising on tax plans, and ensuring the accuracy of Melania's apathetic wax likeness. The sculptor masterfully captured the statue's vacant stare, evoking the impression that it was poised to file for divorce. However, Kimmel's comedic musings didn't conclude there. Skillfully transitioning to another anecdote, he recounted his address at his son's graduation, showcasing his trademark wit, and preparing to unleash another bout of comedic brilliance. Trump consistently provides fodder for entertainment, whether intentionally or not. He appears to treat life as a spelling bee, displaying fervor for words like trumpeter, terrific, or tremendous. Now, he's shifted his attention to the graduation season. Despite the solemn nature of such events, Trump managed to inject his trademark frivolity and lack of substance into the proceedings. Kimmel, employing his characteristic humor, depicted the ensuing chaos, highlighting that even in formal settings, Trump's antics remained unavoidable. Kimmel painted a vivid picture of Melania's graduation scenario, portraying her as trapped between her husband and father, clad in a forlorn gondolier-esque ensemble. Meanwhile, Donald appeared to revel in the moment, sporting his trademark bewildered yet appreciative expression, seemingly pleased that his hair gel had not been forgotten. Kimmel's portrayal underscores the perpetual chaos and absurdity that accompany Trump, even in the most unexpected of circumstances. Jimmy Kimmel lightheartedly referred to Trump as the orange turd during his son's graduation ceremony. Trump appeared relaxed, seemingly lost in thoughts of golf, and generously loaned Barron one of his oversized red ties. Trump's penchant for posing with his children, particularly Ivanka, was evident. Surprisingly, Trump refrained from delivering a speech at the event, missing an opportunity to impart his grandiosity and unique perspective to the young graduates. Trump's silence spared the audience from falsehoods directed at children, prompting reflection on extending such consideration to all Americans. Perhaps then, the sanctity of the American dream wouldn't feel as threatened under his leadership. Amidst the ongoing Trump versus Biden saga, Jimmy Kimmel injects comedic relief. Trump's introduction of comical and outlandish regulations for their face-off adds another layer of absurdity to the political theater, with Kimmel's witty commentary ensuring even the gravest political moments are imbued with humor. In response to Trump's latest accusation against Joe Biden, Kimmel delivered a sharp retort. Trump alleged Biden struggles to articulate coherently but becomes a debate powerhouse when on cocaine. Kimmel cynically quipped, "What's next?" testing him for steroids. Before humorously suggesting Biden might be on a drug starting with Meta and ending with Mo, his clever rejoinder effectively underscored the ludicrousness of Trump's claims, injecting much-needed levity into the political discourse. Donald Trump's political journey has undeniably been one of the most contentious in recent memory. From his polarizing rhetoric to his controversial policies, Trump has left an enduring mark on American politics. Despite the swirl of scandals and controversies surrounding him, there are staunch supporters who rally behind his ideology and political approach. One such figure is Marjorie Taylor Greene, a congresswoman representing Georgia's 14th congressional district. Elected in 2020, Greene has been hailed as a loyal devotee of Trump, consistently defending him and alleging that the 2020 election was rigged against him. Similar to Trump, Greene is no stranger to controversy, often making headlines for her provocative statements and readiness to challenge established norms. Criticized for her embrace of conspiracy theories and ties to far-right factions, Greene has nonetheless ascended as a prominent figure within the Republican Party. Many view her as a potential torchbearer for Trump's legacy, someone capable of perpetuating his disruptive political style. Alongside other Trump loyalists, Greene forms part of a new cadre of political figures advocating for Trump's unapologetically blunt approach. They're akin to a new breed of Avengers, fiercely defending Trump's vision for America. Yet, the question lingers, can Greene and her cohorts genuinely inherit Trump's mantle? Trump's influence has dwindled in recent times, compounded by his impeachment and subsequent acquittal, which have dented his reputation. The trajectory of Trump's political legacy hinges on whether the American electorate will continue to embrace his brand of politics or pivot towards a more conventional approach. Nonetheless, one thing remains evident: Trump's imprint on American politics will endure for years to come. Whether ensnared in legal battles or free to roam, his legacy will continue to mold the political landscape. And figures like Marjorie Taylor Greene stand resolute in their determination to carry forth his vision, though the outcome of their endeavors remains uncertain.